All right, welcome back to the Morning Beat. Thank you so much for joining us. We're super excited about this because C13 Features just launched its latest podcast movie. That's right, movie, Ghostwriter, starring the Emmy-nominated Kate Mara and SAG Award-nominated Adam Scott. We're so excited to be speaking with them today. So thank you both for joining us for this Audacy check-in. How are you?
I'm glad you mentioned our nominations. That makes it feel.
Yes, they should be.
Listen,
mentioned.
Those nominations will be with you your entire lives. Adam, I feel like we're wearing similar glasses right now, which is super exciting for me. I do have 20/20 vision though, so these are just totally lensless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine are just readers because I can't see things that are up close.
Well, this is kind of a weird moment for me because people have told me randomly in my life, they're like, "You look like Adam Scott." So to be wearing some like tortoiseshell glasses with you right now is kind of a cool.
Really? Do people really told you that?
Yeah, you're a very good looking man. I take it as a compliment.
Oh, well, I take that as a compliment. I take not what you just said, but that people think you look like me.
Kate, I feel like
as a compliment.
To say that people
and what you just said was a compliment.
We also look alike, Kate.
No, nobody says that.
Bring it up. People often say me and Kate look alike.
Nobody says that, Michaela. But we are excited to have you both here. You know, listeners are loving this psychological thriller. Kate, you play Kate, who takes on a job as a ghostwriter, but your character is dealing with a lot under the surface. And I'm kind of curious to know, how did you dig into this role, especially one that is solely based on your voices? This is like a sort of an interesting medium.
Yeah, it's really fun to do because, the challenge of not being able to rely at all on the quiet moments or any moments where you need visually to be subtle at all. That's a challenge as an actor in a really exciting way. And it's different than anything I've done before. Because even if you're used to doing sort of voiceover work or there's usually a visual, you're either playing a cartoon character or whatever. And there's always those things so you don't actually have to rely as much on every single sound. And with this, there was a lot of, having to spell out things that your character is doing. Like, okay, I'm going to go open the door now, things like that, which can feel quite unnatural, but you have to find a way to make it feel natural and not silly. And so it's fun as an actor to have those sort of challenges.
Adam, I'm going to come to you because fans really know and love you from both comedic and dramatic roles in Parks and Rec, Iconic, and Big Little Lies. So what intrigued you about playing a character on a podcast?
Well, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, like walking dogs or, doing crap around the house. I just always am listening to something. And I love it. I love it as a medium. I think it's there's this weird intimacy to it where you really feel, because it's happening weirdly inside your head. And so especially over a long period of time, over a few hours, you really kind of get connected to ones that you like. You get connected to it and you feel a connection to whatever the content is. And so just as a fan of the medium, I wanted to try it out. Also, I wanted to work with Kate, and it was a really good script. There really weren't any reasons not to do it.
Yeah, Adam, you're so good in Big Little Lies. Sorry, you just reminded me of that show, and I was like, oh,
thanks, Kate.
Oh, good, so good.
Yeah. Kate, you were actually incredible in House of Cards, and your death scene was
iconic.
Also pretty incredible.
That killed me.
And no pun intended.
Well, killed her too. Yeah,
she was dead.
I rewound it so many times because it was just like, wait, because it was the season 2 premiere. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it was really surprising.
Crazy.
It was totally unexpected.
The subway's there, and you're not.
Yeah.
It still surprises me that people were surprised because I'm like, there's no way the lead up to it. I feel like everyone's going to know.
No.
So wrong.
No.
Everyone was totally unexpected. But that does lead me to ask you, do we have any moments like that in Ghostwriter coming from you? Because it was iconic.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it is a thriller, so hopefully it's thrilling. I don't want to give anything away.
But what surprised you about the process?
Um, I think we were talking about this before. What surprised me about it is how important and effective really simple sounds are and in making you feel certain things. I mean, we were talking about like music is an obvious one. Of course, music is going to ignite certain emotions in us, but just like the simple sound of like a door opening or a floor creaking, it makes you, it puts you on edge. And so listening to the movie after we were done with it, when all of those were added in, it was so exciting to hear. And it was a reminder of how effective all of those things can be.
Well, Adam, you kind of spoke to that. You said that it's very intimate. It's an intimate experience for listeners.
Which sounds kind of gross.
No, but it makes perfect sense to me because it's almost like reading a book. I remember reading my first Harry Potter book many, many years ago and creating this world in my mind.
Your own visuals.
And now you're able to do that now with a feature film in a podcast form. Is this the next evolution of what storytelling is? Is this a return to its roots? Where do you sort of place this in the pantheon of like storytelling?
I don't know. I mean, I think that movies and TV shows and visual mediums will always have their place, of course, and podcasts have obviously boomed in popularity and are now sort of a permanent part of our culture. Like I said, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and a lot of people listen to audiobooks, fiction and nonfiction. I think when well done, fictional podcasts or a really well produced audiobook of fiction can be just as riveting as anything else. And like you said, you have to meet it halfway with your imagination. I think that kind of creates a bond with the listener that you can't passively listen to something like this or an audiobook and remain able to follow along. You have to engage with it and activate your imagination in order for it to work. And I think that's something that's different than visual medium.
Yeah. Kate, considering all the things that we've gone through just over the past couple of years, why do you think people are responding so well to psychological thrillers? Does it sort of take them out of this psychological thriller we're living in the past couple of years?
Oh, let's hope. Yeah. I think listening to anything worse than the experience that maybe you've gone through yourself is a relief. I don't know. I just think escapism is always something that has helped people get by, and our imaginations are so incredibly important, not just as children, but as adults. It's a very magical, important part of us as human beings. And so I think that in any way to be able to escape from reality is a good thing, especially with the world that we're living in right now.
I love the perspective and the way that you hold back just a little bit. I appreciate it. Adam, before we let you go, I'm kind of curious to know your thoughts on where you think storytelling is evolving and where it will be 5 or 10 years from now, because not that long ago, I can't imagine a lot of people thought we would be listening to full length feature films like this on a podcast. Where do you see the medium going next?
It's a great question. I don't know, other than getting content injected directly into your bloodstream. I'm not sure where else we have to go. I will say that the fact that I have this device, this iPad that has the world's library of films accessible to it, and it's an incredible picture. And if I put on a pair of good headphones, I have an actual cinematic experience. Just that alone, 10 years ago, it would have blown my mind. And podcasts are a similar thing. You have this endless library of knowledge and entertainment at your fingertips at all times. And I think, just in the past, 4 or 5 years, 6 years, I guess, since podcasts have kind of really taken hold and exploded. It's been a really exciting time. So I think there's endless directions to go with it.
Well, Ghostwriter just premiered this week and is already #1 on the Apple podcast charts in the fictional category. So big congratulations, of course. Thank you so much for stopping by. And to our listeners, be sure to check out Ghostwriter wherever you get your podcasts.
Kate and Adam, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we're always rooting for you, two of our favorite actors. And thanks for stopping by Audacy today and checking in with us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.